I want to hear from the member for Hughes.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister. Is the Prime Minister aware of the Victorian Premier's $8.6 billion decade of tax on businesses and property investors in that state? Yesterday, the Premier encouraged Victorians to use his so-called COVID debt levy to offset their Commonwealth tax obligations, costing Australian taxpayers $3 billion over the next 4 years.
Order.
Does the Prime Minister support Premier Andrews' decision to slug Victorians with $8.6 billion of taxes?
Order. Members on my left. The question was about the Victorian budget, but I just want to hear from the Leader of the House.
Yeah, Mr Speaker, ministers are to be asked under standing orders for what's within their portfolio. It is open to any member of the parliament to contest a state election, but in terms of if question time starts to become commentary on every state issue, it fundamentally just undermines what question time's here for.
Order. Order. I want to hear from the Manager of Opposition Business.
Well, Mr Speaker, it very clearly has an implication on Commonwealth revenues, as indeed the Victorian Premier has explicitly pointed out, and that's why it goes squarely to the Prime Minister's responsibilities.
If it was the question was around the impact to the Commonwealth budget or something the Prime Minister, that was not part of the question. I agree with the Manager of Opposition, but the end part of the question was, do you support the Victorian state budget? That was the part of the question that was asked. So I'm going to allow the question, but I just say, for the benefit for members for future, when framing questions, if it can be related directly to the Prime Minister or the Minister's responsibility, that question is going to be totally within standing orders. So because of the respect I have for the member for Hughes, I'm going to allow the Prime Minister to address the end part of the question.
I'm not sure what bit that was, Mr Speaker. But I'm happy to talk about budgets. I'm happy to talk about our budget, which I'm responsible for as the person who chairs the Cabinet. I'm happy to talk about our boost to bulk billing, helping 11 million Australians see a doctor for free. I'm happy to talk about halving medicine costs.
The Prime Minister will pause. The Minister for Climate Change is not helping and will cease interjecting or be warned. I want to hear from the Order. I want to hear from the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker. And to assist you, as you directed, the question was, and you directed the Prime Minister to the last part of the question, does the Prime Minister support Premier Andrews' decisions to slug Victorians with $8.6 billion of taxes?
Well, I was listening carefully to the manager, and I was hoping that would be a cue, because the question was about responsibilities of the Victorian budget, which the Prime Minister does not have responsibility for. That is clear understanding orders, but we're just going to allow this question to go, and I'm just going to get the Prime Minister to be as relevant as he can to the question. Order.
I'm trying to help him out, Mr Speaker. Trying to help him out. It's a very generous ruling, of course, that you have made. And I support the federal budget that has benefits for every single state and every territory in this country. Victorian aged care workers will benefit massively from the 15% pay increase that will occur. They'll benefit from the additional Medicare urgent care clinics that are there. They'll benefit from the getting wages moving that's occurring as well. Victorians will benefit from the energy bill relief that we put in place. Victorians will benefit, those people who are searching for work and are job seeker will benefit from the $40 a fortnight increase. And many Victorians as well, particularly single mums, will welcome the additional support by extending the single parenting payment from the youngest child reaching 8 up to the youngest child reaching 14. Victorians will benefit from the increased rent assistance, for the biggest increase in 30 years. they'll benefit from the 10 days family and domestic violence leave. They'll benefit from the energy efficiency measures that we have there as well. And Victorian small businesses will certainly welcome the small business incentives that are in place as a result, including the expansion of the instant asset write-off. Victorians, of course, will benefit greatly from our budget. And when I've been in Victoria, in the electorate of Higgins, with the member for Higgins, they're visiting a medicine centre, talking with doctors about the benefit that they will have from our plan to increase the incentive by 3 times the bulk billing incentive. That will make an enormous difference as well. When I was in the electorate of Goldstein, there at the Brighton pub, I suspect the first ever Labor Prime Minister to visit Brighton, they will certainly said that the budget was very well received. And when I was in McEwen at a childcare centre in McEwen just a week ago, they certainly were very pleased that cheaper childcare will come in on July 1. I'll be in Ballarat in a short period of time.
Order. Prime Minister's time